Welcome to the Starlit Isles, a game taking place in the Victorian era about sailing and running trains and earning a lot of money. Also a bit of fighting. In this game, all factions have a long history of fighting each other. Currently, I am in the Free State, in the city of Turbulent. This game has many features, and thankfully, to introduce you to those features, it comes with the tutorial. The tutorial starts with the most obvious thing, of course. You have to get our axe, go over to a tree, and chop it down to gain some oak wood. Every time you try to harvest some materials in this game, you are given a small minigame to see if you succeed at harvesting that material. Anyways, the game now forces us to replant that tree to be nice and let others also chop down that tree. You also have to mine, and this is gonna be very important since almost everything will cost iron or coal. That tutorial's a bit boring, so I'm gonna just end up doing the last thing needed, which is crafting a sword. And now that I'm armed and dangerous, I can now finally embark out to the sea and start doing some trading and gain some money. Anyways, to get to your ship, you have to go to your local dockmaster to spawn your ship. In the game, you start with a starter sloop, which is a somewhat decent ship that has 5 cargo capacity. You can also modify your ship, but you're gonna need a lot of materials to be able to get the required hull sections and cannons to be able to spice up your ship a bit. But before embarking, we of course need cargo, since we need something to sell after all, or else we won't be gaining any money. First, to get cargo, we need to go to a cargo merchant, and we can request the merchant on ship. And once the merchant is on ship, we can go over to the ship and start buying some of the barrels of the material we've chosen. For example, I chose wood since it's an easy to get material, and also because bread was not available. It's also important to know that to put down cargo you need to press F. This is something I didn't know, and it cost me a few minutes trying to figure out how to place down a barrel. But now we have cargo, so let's embark in our grandiose journey across the sea and head to somewhere to sell the wood we've gotten. Perhaps buy some freshly mined rocks. Who knows? Anyways, we have finally reached our destination. It's time to go and sell our cargo to the local merchant to see how much he's willing to buy it for. Anyways, now we're restocking on the material. Okay, forget about shipping goods to other places, and let's start talking about trains. As the respected Victorian businessman you are assumed to become, you must know that trains are the easiest way to get money early game. I mean, you start off with 50 coal, so it won't take much to get started on it. And, well, it's quite easy to go around to the various different merchants and sell your cargo. I've also added some barrel racks actually, so that I can more easily restock on materials after selling. Now you may have noticed one thing, that I no longer have 10 cargo as the maximum amount, but 8. Well, this is because the game is changing every day and it's currently being updated. I was even in the middle of one of those updates while I was grinding some wood, while the game just completely shut down. This is a pretty common thing because the game's still in open alpha, so it has some very unique features to say the least. Anyways, after some hard work selling cargo in a train, you can probably afford a schooner like I did. So it's time to get to the other form of earning money: mercenary missions. So here's the ship that does not have any sails, so I'm gonna just shoot it up a bit and wait, is this ship broken? Don't tell me this ship's broken. I'm gonna shoot it down a few times because I think it shot me once. Well, it turns out that ship was in fact broken, and I just wasted every single one of my cannonballs trying to sink it. Just another fun feature. Back to grinding I go on my trusty train. Another thing about this game is that it's intended to be played with friends, so I managed to convince one of my friends to join me, and together we set out to find some more ships, hoping that this time the ships would not be broken. We did in fact try to do the same thing I had done before yet again, so I'ma just skip that part and go to a more interesting part. Some infantry combat we managed to go across. Once we found an enemy tree plantation, we just had to kill those Etalonian scum. The fighting ended up in us dying, but we managed to steal many of their trees. Just a few of them. So let's move on to the next feature this game has: fishing. In this game, fishing is used to get a lot of money very easily. For fishing, it is recommended to use a trawler, and you're gonna have to use a fish packer so that you can get cargo to sell to a merchant. With the money that you will get from trawling, you can get a new ship. I got myself a ketch since I was too lazy to get anything bigger, and because I could add a turret onto it. Let's test out this turret on some Pomovian sloops. It is indeed pretty effective, and I sunk the ship pretty quickly. Oh, but I'ma just spend the rest of my days hunting down enemy ships. Hey, you should join up too. Well, you'll like it.